What up, boys, and welcome back to another Wrath of the Lich King video. So in today's video, we don't actually have a gold farm. Instead, we have some really badass news that's coming in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. So I am super excited about these news, and I think they're perfect. So I don't really mind Blizzard going in and changing this. Like, it wasn't like this in the past. But I think all of these changes are absolutely brilliant. So before we jump into the news, massive thank you to everyone that has picked up the complete gold guide for Classic Wrath of the Lich King. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't grabbed it yet, there's still a couple of days left for you to grab it for the massive sale that we're doing. Only $9.90 by using the discount code SALE. And this is basically a gold guide that provides you with all of the best gold farms in the expansion. And once you buy it, you will receive all future updates done to the guide. So big thank you once again to everyone that has picked it up and the massive support and feedback. It's going to be linked down below in the description. But if you guys aren't aware yet, if you guys didn't watch this live, basically Mr. GM and Scotty did an interview with Blizzard Dev. And they talked about a lot of topics. And two of the very interesting things that he mentioned, we're going to talk about in this video. The first thing is loot changes and Heroic Plus dungeons coming in Wrath Classic. So for the first time ever, they talked about it. They will do changes to how heroics work in Wrath of Lich King. Not from the beginning, but they want them to be relevant throughout the entire expansion. And that is really cool, like extremely cool, because right now, nobody's really doing heroic dungeons unless they're gearing up an altar or something like that. Maybe they're doing the daily heroic, but that's pretty much it. So the way that they're doing that is that they are adding the phase 1 10-man loot to heroic dungeons, which is really badass. Like, the loot changes. When Ulduar releases in phase 2 of Wrath Classic, loot that drops in 10-man raids from phase 1 will be replaced with loot that drops from 25-man raids from phase 1. Blizzard thinks this will make the first tier of loot more interesting, so the raiders will only need to go back to 10-mans to get their raid loot. But what happens to the 10-man loot from phase 1 raids? Well, Heroic Plus dungeons. We don't exactly know how they're going to change the dungeons, but you will be able to select the Heroic Plus version. And in that version, you will be able to get phase 1 Wrath of the Lich King Classic gear. So that is really, really cool, right? So there's easy to catch up on your alts, because you can get, like, no one is going to be doing, like, phase 1 stuff, phase 1 raids. Well, not that many people. Some people will do it for badges. But now you can get them while doing your heroics. So that's badass. Now, the second thing that's really cool, it's mostly just cool for healers and tanks, right? But like, it's indirectly also cool for you if you play a DPS tune, because tanks and healers bonus rewards in dungeons include pets and mounts in Wrath Classic. So you guys remember how back in the days you could sign up for a random dungeon finder, and if there was a lack of tanks, the tanks would get a bag that could like contain loot inside of it and raw gold and all of that. That's not going to be a thing in Wrath of Lich King Classic. Instead, though, in the same interview with Mr. GM and Scotty, Chris announced Heroic Plus dungeons, another change coming in Wrath Classic, will reward tanks and healers with bonus rewards from dungeons. There is even a small chance that some very rare mounts, such as the Death Charger's Reigns, not Ashes of Valar, and Reigns of the Raven Lord, there's an edit right here. It's the MGT Heroic mount, and not actually Ashes of Valar. But that's like probably super low drop chance to get these mounts, but still very badass. Because on top of that, there's probably going to be raw gold, materials, consumables, and like gear from these raids. So that's cool for tanks and healers, and it's also cool for DPS people, because it will be easier for you to get a group, because more tanks and more healers will do it for those mounts alone. But that was pretty much all that I had for this second video of the day. So if you guys want to stay tuned for the latest news and the best gold farming strategies, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that way you will be notified whenever I upload another video. And hey, you can always check out the complete gold guide for Wrath of the Lich King, link down below. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. Until then, bye-bye.